Hello parents, this is Principal Castline. I'm here to go over the parent orientation for student return to campus for Cobb Elementary. We're very excited to have our Cougars back. Our teachers and staff are working so hard to get ready for the first day of classes on campus, Monday, October 5th. We have some basic information to share with you so that our Cougar parents are prepared on our first day of classes as well. So here I have the campus information, phone number, website. Our doors open at 7:10 a.m. Our school hours 7:45 to 3:15 p.m. Our office hours are from 7:10 to 4 o'clock. What's new? Kinder parents will walk students to the car rider door on the first day only, but not inside the building. So kinder parents will be given the opportunity. We'll have our constable outside guiding our kinder parents where to park. It's going to be by the gym area, and they are just to walk their child to the car rider door. They will not be allowed to enter the building. No uniforms this school year, but we do have to make sure that our attire is appropriate. No inappropriate writing or pictures on shirts. Make sure that everything is school appropriate clothing. School supplies will be provided by the campus. Clear or mesh backpacks are allowed only. So this is the time to look at what backpack you have and what backpack you will be bringing, and they need to be clear or mesh. Technology devices issued will remain checked out to students until further notice and remain the parents' responsibility. So those devices, iPads that were checked out by the campus to the parents, these need to remain at home. And this is where students will be submitting homework assignments. Students will have PE, music, and art in a modified way to honor social distancing expectations and maintain contact. We have added guidance with our counselor, Miss Wilkes, just for a temporary time until computer labs open up again. Instructional setting options must remain the same through the marking period. In event that the building or class has to close, virtual learning will continue for all students. So attendance will be required, live sessions with the teachers will be a requirement, assignments will be due daily, and grades on independent work will count. So we need to be aware that in case that we have to go into virtual mode, everything will continue as usual. One thing that's very important, parents, that I want you to focus on this weekend for sure for all those kiddos that are coming back face to face is that masks are required for all students and staff. Again, masks are required for all students and staff. Please go over how to wear a mask with your child. Masks should cover the nose and the mouth when worn. A limited number of disposable masks are available for students who arrive to campus without a mask. Vented masks are not allowed. Again, vented masks are not allowed, and those are the masks that have a filter or a little vent in the front. It's usually round and black. Those are not allowed to be worn on campus. Face shields may be worn, but it's an additional thing that you can do as a parent. But as long as the student is wearing face masks, then they do not need a face shield, but they can wear it if they want to. Students will be allowed to remove their mask when exercising or in an area where more than 6 feet of distance is available under adult supervision only. Again, students will be allowed to remove their mask when exercising or in an area where more than 6 feet of distance is available, but it has to be adult supervised. Hand washing and restroom breaks. Students will be required to wash their hands a minimum of twice a day, in addition to after using the restroom or before eating. This is something that the teachers have scheduled throughout the day, practicing these hygiene routines with our kiddos, and they will be doing it a minimum of twice a day. Students will have scheduled class restroom breaks, and students will be allowed to go to the restroom individually on a limited basis. So we will be allowing the students to go to the restroom as a class, and they will be going individually, but it's going to be on a limited basis. Water fountains will not be available this school year. Students are encouraged to bring their own bottled water daily. One of the things that that makes it a little bit easier is if they want to bring in a refillable water bottle, they can. We do have a water filling station provided by our school district, and students will be given the opportunity to do that. Building and classroom sanitizing. Common areas and high-use areas will be cleaned multiple times daily. Disinfectant wipes will be provided for students' use as needed with adult supervision. Hand sanitizer will be provided for student use with adult supervision, and students may bring hand sanitizer from home, but they may not be shared with others. So make sure you emphasize to your child that this cannot be shared, and they cannot play with it in the classroom or on the bus. Personal belongings. If you have any extenuating circumstances, please contact the front office regarding any personal belongings or requests. Lunch kits are allowed. Parents are not allowed to drop off any food. So we're not doing that this year. No food drop off by our parents during breakfast or lunch. Classroom materials will not be shared in the classrooms. Desks will be placed approximately 6 feet apart. Student supplies and materials will be for individual use only to maintain the safety of our students. Classroom computers will be used but wiped down after every use. Computer labs are currently not open for our students at the time, but hopefully we will so soon. The library will be closed, but books will be checked out to students in a modified way to avoid any contact. Attendance. Attendance is very important. The state law in Channelview ISD requires students to attend at least 90% of their class to receive credit and be promoted. The Texas attendance law requires each campus to keep track of student attendance and follow up throughout the year. It's very important that students are logging in if they are doing face-to-face instruction, or of course if they're coming to school, if they're doing face-to-face. I'm sorry, it's important if they log in if they're doing virtual, and come to school if they're doing face-to-face. It is not like the spring where everybody's going to pass and no fails as long as you attempt or log in. No, this time there has to be attendance and there has to be student work submitted, and it will be reflected on report cards and progress reports. Homework, if it is required to be turned in, it will be completed through an online platform. So make sure you are very familiar with ClassLink and Seesaw. That's where your students will be doing any type of homework assignments that are given by the teacher. Breakfast, we will have breakfast for every child. Of course, it is free, and lunch is provided free as well by our school district. Students will grab a breakfast and continue to their classroom. Students will eat in their assigned seat, monitored by their classroom teacher. In the event that school closes, curbside pickup is available for our Cobb students. Locations are Crenshaw Elementary, De Zavala, Early Childhood, Hamblin, Harvey Brown, and McMullen. Cobb students can pick up meals at any school listed that is closest to their home in case that campuses are closed. And breakfast does start at 7:10 a.m. to 7:40 a.m. Lunch and recess. Students will be delivered lunch to their classrooms, and teachers will be monitoring them while they eat. They will remain in their personal space during that time. Outdoor recess is going to be allowed, and it is encouraged for our students. If weather permits, rules and expectations will be taught in order to keep a safe environment. All playground equipment is off limit at this time, off limits. Outdoor recess times will be staggered to avoid crowding, and we do have 4 recess areas that have been arranged for our students. Hallway monitors will be in place for dismissal in order to support this process. Car riders will be issued a blue cardboard tag to wear the first 2 weeks. Kinder and first graders will be dismissed from the cafeteria. Bus riders will be issued a green cardboard tag to wear the first 2 weeks. Kinder students must have their ID badge in order to ride the bus. There are no exceptions to this rule, and these badges will be provided by the teacher. Transportation, we went ahead and included the information for transportation department. Seats will be limited and students will be assigned a seat. Families will be seated together, up to 3 students per seat, but masks are to be worn at all time. A very important information for parents is that any kinder parents, parents must be at the bus stop whenever the student is dropped off in the afternoon. In the event that no one is there to receive the student, the driver will drive away with your child and return them back to the campus. If the student is returned 3 times, it will no longer be allowed to ride the bus in the afternoon. Other changes that we do have as a campus is that all campuses are closed to visitors at this time. Assemblies, field trips, and school parties will not be allowed until further notice, and parent meetings will be scheduled virtually or over the phone. And just a reminder, virtual expectations for our kiddos that are at home, virtual schedules should have been shared by the teachers by now. There is a slight change in times. Please make sure that you're logging in at the assigned time and participate in live lessons. Make sure you adhere to the classroom expectations regarding muting and unmuting. Monitor student usage. Make sure that they're not on the chat or using any inappropriate language. Let's make sure we also monitor our area, our environment. The environment that our students are in needs to be a quiet area. We need to monitor the backgrounds, make sure that it's not exposing the child or the children that are participating in virtual learning to any inappropriate views in the background. So make sure that you're monitoring the background where your child is doing their virtual learning, and also make sure that we are using appropriate language, because sometimes when we are unmuted, we can hear everything that goes on at home. And this basically concludes our parent orientation. We see you October 5th, Cougars. We're very excited for you that are coming back. For those of you that are not, we are still excited to have you and have you participating online, and we will see you soon. Thank you.